Eliot Gray was a man who could do anything. At least, that's what everyone said. He was smart, fast-talking, and always busy. If someone needed help, Eliot said yes. If a new project came up, Eliot signed up. He worked long hours, rarely slept, and filled every minute of his day with something. Meetings, phone calls, favors, side hustles, tasks. To the outside world, Eliot looked successful. He had multiple businesses running. He volunteered at 3 organizations. He was invited to every big event. People called him unstoppable. But what no one saw was that Eliot felt like he was drowning. His mornings began with stress. His days were a blur. His nights ended with regret. He was tired, all the time. His apartment was a mess. His health was worse. And somewhere along the way, he had forgotten how to smile from the heart. Still, he told himself, this is what success looks like. I'm just paying my dues. Until the phone call that changed everything. One rainy Thursday, Eliot got a call from his younger sister. Eliot, she said, her voice shaky. It's Dad. He's in the hospital. A stroke. Eliot's world froze. His father, strong, proud, always giving Eliot advice even when he didn't ask, was now lying in a hospital bed, unable to speak. Eliot rushed there, guilt punching him in the chest. He hadn't visited in 6 months. The last time they spoke, he cut the call short. Busy, he said. I'll call later. Later never came. At the hospital, Eliot sat beside the bed, holding his father's weak hand. I should have been here, he whispered. His sister looked at him, eyes red. You're always too busy, Eliot, even for the people who love you. That sentence hit him harder than anything else ever had. After a week of hospital visits, Eliot returned to work. But something had shifted. Meetings felt empty. Tasks felt pointless. Everything he once chased now felt hollow. One evening, sitting at a small cafe trying to answer 47 unread emails, an old man approached him. He had a slow, steady presence, like someone who had seen too much and finally understood what mattered. You look like a man carrying 100 suitcases, the man said. Eliot gave a weak smile. Try 1,000. Why carry what you don't need? The man asked simply. If you don't decide what's essential in your life, someone else will decide for you, and they won't choose your peace. Eliot stared at him. You sound like a monk. The man chuckled. No, just someone who learned the hard way. He paused. What matters most to you? Eliot opened his mouth, but no answer came. Not work, not fame, not more meetings. The silence was his answer. That night, Eliot went home and wrote one question at the top of a page. What truly matters? He stared at it. Then slowly he wrote, family, health, deep focus, creating something meaningful, peace of mind. That was it. Only 5 things. But his schedule, his life, it was filled with everything except those 5 things. He had said yes to too many people, too many projects, too many expectations. He realized he wasn't living a life, he was performing a role. And so began the fire. Eliot started saying no. He cut half his meetings. He closed 2 businesses that drained his energy but made him no happier. He unsubscribed from noise, stepped down from side projects, and moved into a smaller, quieter apartment closer to his father's rehab center. His friends called him crazy. Some even got angry, but Eliot finally felt free. Saying no was harder than he thought. People didn't like it. Some relationships faded, some criticized him, but others stayed. Others respected the change. And most importantly, Eliot began to see clearly. He started going for slow walks with his father every evening. They didn't talk much. His father still struggled to speak, but they didn't need to. A quiet handhold, a shared smile, meant more than 100 business deals. He began cooking his own meals. He slept better. He meditated. He wrote again. Something he hadn't done in years. He picked one project to work on deeply, just one, and it lit a fire in his soul. Every week he asked himself one powerful question. Is this essential? If it wasn't, he let it go. He wasn't doing more. He was doing less, but better. Just when life seemed peaceful, Eliot got an email. A giant company wanted to buy one of his businesses, the one he'd put on hold. The offer was massive, life-changing, but the project didn't align with his new vision. It meant late nights, fast growth, and sacrificing the very peace he had just found. Everyone told him to say yes. He almost did, but then he remembered the man in the cafe, and he remembered his father's quiet eyes. He asked himself, will this bring me closer to what matters or take me away from it? And so, he said no. People called him foolish, but Eliot smiled, because for the first time he wasn't building a bigger life. He was building a better one. Years later, Eliot stood on a quiet mountain trail, walking beside his father. His sister walked ahead with her daughter, laughing. His phone was off. His inbox was full, but his heart was fuller. He had built a life of clarity, depth, and meaning, not by doing everything, but by choosing the few right things, by asking the hard questions, by learning this simple truth. If you don't prioritize your life, someone else will. Less, but better. Not everything matters equally, but what matters, matters deeply. Moral of the story: doing more doesn't mean living better. Success is not the same as peace. Happiness doesn't come from full calendars, it comes from full hearts. When you eliminate the noise, you can finally hear what matters. Less, but better.